Trekcast.
The galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast.
There we are.
All right.
Yeah, there we are. What's going
Good
on,
morning,
man?
Daniel. How you
Good
doing?
morning. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's good to see you.
Yeah, you too. You too.
Glad to be here.
Yeah. I'm very excited
So,
to be
what
here.
are we doing here?
We are doing a Trekcast Supplemental. So, since we're going every other week when we can, I figured we'd do a supplemental and do something for the people.
Awesome.
Looks like people are here with us, so that's great. Some of our
Oh,
regulars.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So apparently, Dan says he doesn't get paid enough. So
Right. Well,
we understand.
the shuttlecraft is in for repairs, I believe, or
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
It's cold over there where he's at.
Yeah.
It's cold everywhere.
Yeah, I couldn't get the engines going this morning.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about the new Echo show by Marvel.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll definitely get into that. But yeah, how you been, man?
I've been doing good. We had our first major snowstorm this weekend.
Oh wow!
So we got about, I don't know, I'm not a meteorologist. We got about a foot of snow. It was wet. It was thick. It's going to get cold here. It's going to dip down to about 0 degrees later in the week. So, but I was out most yesterday with my little tiny snowblower getting the snow out of the driveway. So some power outages near us too. Thankfully not in my neighborhood. So yeah, a lot of snow.
Wow.
How's the weather out your way?
Oh, dude, it sucks. We don't have a lot of snow. We have like maybe just a dusting. I'd be surprised if it's even an inch on the ground.
Okay.
But it is frozen out here. It is
cold.
Yeah. So today, it is -1, but then with the wind chill, it is -25. Which is heating up from yesterday, because with wind chill yesterday, it was -35. So
yeah, that every time it gets that cold, I start to think, because my brother used to send me pictures from Florida, like rattlesnakes in his driveway.
Yeah,
and I'm like, there's no way I'd ever live in Florida with rattlesnakes in your driveway. That's crazy. But when I look outside, I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah. I saw because I've just been indoors. It's too cold to really go out.
There's not much to do.
I saw a video of a lady. She was pushing the snow off her car. And she's like, we don't have hurricanes. We don't have earthquakes. We don't have fires.
Right. Yeah.
Trying to remind herself.
Why she lives in either the Midwest.
Yeah. So, it's pretty cold. It's supposed to stop with the wind chill later today. So hopefully then it'll just be -1. But
yeah. Well, you know what we need? Michigan and Idaho needs.
What's that?
We need weather modification nets. Like
that's right.
Have in Star Trek.
Yeah.
So, a tornado pops up, you just click a few buttons and get rid of it.
Oh man, I would love that.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
It'd be so good. We used to joke when I was in news that the best weather job would be the weatherman in San Diego. Because like, all right, Tom, what's the weather like? Nice. Back to you.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
well, since it is a supplemental, we do keep a lot of the same things, but instead of Star Trek news, we have a different news segment. So why don't we get to that?
Ooh.
That's right. Entertainment news.
Yeah. We're all legit and everything.
That's I know. Great. I mean, dude, I've been home all day yesterday because of the weather. So,
well, and I should point out to everybody too that like anytime we have graphics, anytime we have any of that kind of stuff, the new telephone number, the graphics, all the sound effects, all that stuff, that's all Daniel Reyes. That's all him. Dan and I don't do any of that. Daniel's the one that comes up with it. we do a lot of talking.
That's right.
But I just wanted to acknowledge that Daniel's the one that comes up with all that stuff and does, most all the technical stuff for the show. So big shout out to Daniel. Thank you.
But so our first news segment, I saw this. I thought it was weird and I wanted to talk about it. And I figured, why not? Let's throw it on here. So this comes to us from superthrowbackparty.net. That famous website.
Right. Yeah, it's in my top 5.
Indeed. And let me show you. Oh, whoa. We're getting, just like I love in wrestling, we're getting a run in. Hold on. Look at this. Look at this. Coming
with
down
the steel chair.
There he is.
Man?
Hey, I'm just running some errands, and I looked at the clock, and I said, "Oh, these guys are probably just tuning in." So,
that's great.
The first news story of our new segment.
What's that?
We're starting a new segment, entertainment news on the supplementals.
Oh, okay.
So we got our first story. If you want to take part in this.
Yeah. I don't know how long I'm gonna have service for because I'm mobile, but I'll stick around for a bit. Go ahead.
Let me read you the headline. Can hip hop get rich and die trying with abstinence? So apparently there is an unorthodox trend going right now among a lot of rappers, including 50 Cent and Glorilla, that they are practicing abstinence during 2024. Yeah.
Glorilla.
Right. Yeah. 50 Cent said that he wants to focus on business and other aspects of his life. So abstinence will help him be focused and not worry about other things, shall we say, the candy shop. Yeah.
So I think what we should do is look to Planet Fitness as the litmus test of how long it's going to last.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone who's ever been to Planet Fitness in January and then gone again in March and compared will know about how long this is going to last.
Indeed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The paparazzi's going to catch him with a group full of women in late February.
Yeah, he says it's his big idea. Glorilla has already said that she is starting her 90-day celibacy tour, as she puts it, and she's already a few days in, and her vision has gotten blurry. So,
Glorilla is a female. Okay.
Yeah, female rapper. So,
okay.
Yeah.
You know what Glorilla sounds like a kid's toy. It sounds like something you hug and the light goes on. Daddy, I got this.
Like a new version of Glowworm.
Daddy, I have my Glorilla. Yeah, it's Glowworm.
Glorilla.
Honey, here's your Glorilla. Go to sleep. Glorilla.
Yeah.
I'll bring her
wherever I go, you're gonna go.
So wait, on a Glorilla, would the fur be furry, light up, or would the face parts and the hands?
I don't know.
Yes, the face and the toe beans.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
I don't know.
Fair enough. Yeah. So
it's only a matter of time until there's some article about some scientist cross DNA between a gorilla and a glowing jellyfish or something.
Well, they make those tattoos now that light up with black lights.
Oh God! Now, did you say that 50 Cent came up with this? Did he coin the term abstinence? What does this word abstinence mean? Maybe for people who don't know.
Oh yes, for those that don't know, it means no sex or celibacy.
Okay.
Yeah. So
gotcha.
he will not be participating. What's that?
I love when an unintended pun goes over everyone's head, including the guy who said it. A guy named 50 Cent coining a term.
Yeah.
Coining.
You got me.
Yep.
According to other industry insiders, there are other hip hop artists who are participating in the abstinence/celibacy trend. So, music's about to get a lot angrier.
Yes.
A lot more frustrated.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And speaking of hip hop, our next news story comes to us from entertainment.com. And I don't know if you guys have seen this, but the Super Bowl is coming up. And for the first time that I can remember, a trailer has been released for the halftime show.
What's the Super?
Yeah, it's the big football game at the end of the year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. For the NFL.
For the NFL.
National Football League.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
we've already had
Usher,
the college big game at the end for college. My Michigan Wolverines won the national championship. So.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's right. My Idaho Vandals have been just sitting there, so that's nice.
Yep. I've been keeping a close eye on them.
There you go. And so Usher has released a trailer. I'll play a little bit of it right now. He's gonna play. So weird that he has a trailer.
That's those are some sick flute skills.
Yeah. I don't remember any other Super Bowl halftime show having a trailer.
No, I don't either.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. Yeah. And then our last news story comes to us from Deadline. And for those of you who are big movie fans and love the military, Top Gun 3 is in the works, baby.
Woohoo!
Yeah. So Tom Cruise will be part of it. They're working on it over at Paramount. And also it is expected that Miles Teller and Glenn Powell, two of the other main co-stars from Top Gun Maverick, will be returning. The original writer of Top Gun Maverick is also going to be penning this sequel. So, yeah.
Okay.
Where do you go from here with that character?
You can only go up. You can only go up.
Space?
Yeah,
right? Does he transfer to Space Force?
It's going to be Fast and Furious. Yeah, Top Gun meets Fast and Furious.
Does Earth get attacked? And it's like, we got to put Maverick in a spaceship. That's our only hope.
That's what it's going to be.
I would think you kill him and then give the franchise to Miles Teller.
You going to talk Tom Cruise into that?
Yeah. Tom Cruise is looking for death, man. I'm convinced he's on a quest for death. So he keeps doing his own stunts in all these Mission Impossible films.
Well, I don't think, I don't think there's a universe in which Tom Cruise is supposed to reach the age of 65. It's just, does an 80-year-old Tom Cruise sound right to you guys? It just doesn't. I think he's fated to die in one of his movies. Literally die in one of his movies.
He's so rich and so, he's at this level, right, of just being powerful and rich that nothing is exciting, right? And so that's why he does his own stunts, looking for death, because that's the ultimate excitement.
Yeah.
That's all he's got.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he's gonna. I think he's gonna freeze himself.
I tried everything. Let me try that again.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's gonna freeze himself. I think he's gonna, have the Church of Scientology sort of go in this brand new direction. And
that's right. He's gonna be a head in a jar.
So, did I just cancel us by mentioning Scientology?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
I think I just canceled us. Sorry about that, guys. It's been a good run.
Canceling as much as they come after you.
Right. Okay.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get a knock at the door in about a half hour.
No, allegedly. That's the magic word. Just add allegedly. And
allegedly. Yeah, right.
Allegedly.
Tell him to bring it.
Tell him to you're cutting out, Dan. Yeah.
Yeah. No kidding. Yeah, bring it.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Tell them to bring it.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
All right, Top Gun 3, we'll take it. Well, I'll watch it.
Yeah. So, I figured during the supplementals.
Them knocking? Holy.
Oh, no, they're there. They got them already. Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Jasmine says he'll watch it. He'll watch Top Gun 3. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you think they'll be in space, Jasmine? Where are they going to be?
That's what else can they do? There's only so many dogfight movies you can do.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully they don't go in the direction think of all the dogfight franchises you've ever seen. All the movies involving dogfight franchises. There's one. It's Iron Eagle.
Oh yeah.
Does anybody remember Iron Eagle 2 and 3 and 4? No.
This
Yeah,
one's
you're
gonna
not
be
going to have
actual
it.
dog
It's
fighting. Training people.
That's
actual-
right. Actual dogs. Oh no, it'll be the
It's just-
Michael Vick story.
Top Gun 3, the Michael Vick story.
Oh no.
That's great. Oh,
Oh, Chasman says they'll have attack drones.
now we're gonna have the SPCA on us.
Yeah, all of them.
Scientology. We're gonna have
Yeah.
all kinds of letters.
Yeah, PETA.
Send all your emails to Chad is wrong at
That's right.
gmail.com.
That's right. He's not checking it. It's fine. All right.
Oh, man.
Well, I would say that we have a main topic, but being that this is a supplemental, we have something else. So let's get to that. That's right.
Nice.
a Supplemental
Supplemental.
spotlight.
I love it. That's great.
Yeah. You notice the graphics don't have like word, like they don't say things like they do on Trekcast. So I made it slightly different.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it. Good job.
So our spotlight is the Marvel Echo series. It was just released earlier this week. 5 episodes, each about 40 minutes, probably, roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last one is a little shorter. I only saw the first 2 episodes out of 5.
Yeah. Yeah, being that the weather is horrible out here, I've seen them all. So, yeah. But yeah, it's based off the Marvel Comics, who is a character from the Daredevil comic run. She's a newer character from what I understand. She's maybe like 10 years in the comics or so, something like that.
Mhm.
If Daredevil is blind, she is deaf, is what I understand. Like that's kind of the difference. It's a character who in the comics is part Hispanic and part Native American. On the show, just Native American, it sounds like, or it seems like, or at least they focus on that aspect of her. Pretty neat character. What do you call an anti-hero, where she can be a good guy, she can be a bad guy.
Yeah, she's not evil.
No, not evil.
She's involved with some bad people, and or at least was involved with some bad people.
Right.
So
Kingpin's
Kingpin's
also
involved.
an amputee.
Yeah, that's something that I want to talk about a little bit. You know, the character and the actor are both they're both deaf, and they're both single leg amputees.
Right.
So you know, I think it was interesting that particular combination, you know, because there aren't a ton of actors who are deaf and a single leg amputee.
Yeah.
So I think Hollywood would have gotten a pass if they had done one of those things, you know, faked one of those things.
Right.
But
what was that, Dan?
Is that consistent with the comics? Is she hearing
Yes.
impaired and an amputee in the
Yes.
comics?
yes,
Yes.
yep.
Yes. That is consistent with the comics. In the comics, she was a foil for Daredevil and then a ex-girlfriend of Daredevil at some point. So there is quite a connection between the two of them. She was also connected to the Kingpin in the comics as well. She shot his eyes out at one point and left the Kingpin blind for an arc, which they kind of replicated on this show. She only shot one of his eyes. That was in the Hawkeye show, was the tail end of that. This show, Echo, was part of what they call the Marvel Spotlight, which is their new thing. The idea is that you don't have to do your homework. You can just go into this show fresh and just enjoy it. They do give you a little bit of a recap in the beginning for the little threads that are slightly connected to other stuff. But basically, you can just walk into it and enjoy it. So,
yeah. I didn't get a chance to research this. Maybe you did. Were all the scenes with Daredevil, or were those all from Hawkeye? Or because they shot new scenes for that, didn't they?
They did shoot a whole new fight scene with Daredevil.
Okay.
Yeah, Charlie Cox was brought in for that big long one take, which people say that's the best Daredevil we've seen in the MCU, which is a big difference from what we saw in She-Hulk. He is just badass for all 37 seconds that he's in this show.
Right. Yeah. Now, Jeremy Renner, that was all footage, right?
That's all footage. Yeah, that's from, they repurposed some Hawkeye footage. maybe some alternate takes and stuff like that. But I thought they blended it in pretty seamlessly.
No, it looked great. It
was
looked
hard to
great.
tell. Yeah.
The Hawkeye series so far has been one of my favorite Marvel shows. I liked it because it was sort of down to earth, and it was, just kind of focused on a couple of characters, and it was a really character driven show. I like that story arc.
Tell us the truth. It was Rogers the Musical.
That's right.
Okay, it was Rogers the Musical. I watch it every year just for that. Yeah, that was great.
It's gonna be Scott Gaz Hands Bouters.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Guys, I have to jump out. But
that's cool, man. It was good having you on.
That's a good way to leave it with me. Stretching that high note.
Right. Well, it was good seeing you, Dan.
Yeah, good seeing you. I'm excited because I have the second half of a Trekcast Supplemental to listen to on my way to work.
There you go.
All right, guys.
All right, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
All right, see you, Dan.
All right.
Okay, let's talk crap about Dan.
That's right. Now, finally. No kidding. So there's 5 episodes. Each episode title is named off another ancient or ancestor of the main character, Maya, who is Echo. I don't want to get into too many spoilers since you only watched the first 2 episodes, so we'll kind of stick to that. We do see the Kingpin in this show, which is great. I love Vincent D'Onofrio as the Kingpin.
So do I.
Yeah. Did you enjoy the show, the 2 episodes you watched?
Yes, I did. Yeah, very much so. Yes, great. I did.
I did too. I really liked it. What I thought was interesting was that all the other characters that use sign language, to communicate with her, I thought that was great. You really didn't see any point where people are handing over phones to each other and be like, "Oh, this is what I'm trying to say to you."
Right. Yep. Yeah. Everybody that's kind of close to her, they've taken the time to learn sign language. One of the things about watching a show like that is I was watching it while I was working out.
Okay.
And when I was watching it on a day that I was lifting weights, and I've got machines that don't necessarily face the TV.
Yeah.
And usually it's not a big deal. Like if I'm watching Reacher or if I'm watching some other show that's dialogue heavy, I can kind of hear what's going on in the background and sort of piece it together. There was long periods of time that there was no talking. So it was subtitles. And so I found, I'm going to have to face the TV and actually watch this in order to watch this. So it can be pretty subtitle heavy at times.
It does demand your attention that way. I noticed that myself because every now and then I check my phone, and I couldn't do that because I would miss chunks.
Yep.
So, but with that said, I do like it that it demands your attention.
That's true. Yeah, it definitely draws you in more than because with today's fast-paced lifestyle, people are doing so many different things. It's hard for me to just dedicate that kind of chunky amounts of time to just watching a TV show. That's why I'm usually either on the treadmill, or I'm doing something else with my hands, fixing something or whatever it is.
Yeah.
With this show, and sometimes it's just good to commit yourself to a show and actually watch it and pay attention.
Yeah.
So,
I did put on social media that we were going to be talking about this show today, and overall the reception was very positive. People seem to like it. I have seen, is this maybe the best new Marvel show in a while? I would think so. I don't know if it's quite WandaVision or Loki, but it's really good.
Well, let's talk about that for a second, because we were talking before the show. I'm not really huge into fantasy and into supernatural kind of things. So it's hard for me to, and without giving away too many spoilers, like I said, I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but there is a supernatural element to this. And it's, it's obviously it's a comic book movie. So there's going to be, there's not a Tony Stark mechanical explanation for everything. So you mentioned WandaVision and Loki. Both are very, especially WandaVision, very heavy fantasy involved. And so sometimes that takes me out of the story a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially when it gets super complicated, like Loki. Like, oh my
Right.
goodness, there's so many things going on. But with Hawkeye and even with Echo, where there's a little bit of fantasy going on, I didn't find myself being pulled out of the story trying to figure out, oh, what's this fantasy element? How does it relate to the main story? I didn't have that problem. So,
Yeah.
if you're like, well, I'm not sure if I like these Marvel shows because it's a little too fantastical.
Yeah.
Hawkeye and Echo are very grounded, I think, for a Marvel show, and the storyline is not completely out there. It's not completely really complicated. So
in later episodes, because I know you haven't seen them all, there is a little bit of fantasy that gets involved into it.
Right. And I figured as much because of where she has powers. It's a Marvel character. So and I know I knew her character before I saw the show. I did a little bit of research on her character, so I know she has powers, and I know like I said, not everybody's powers come from a mechanical suit or
right.
So
I enjoyed that aspect of the show too. That it's a little more grounded. I think people act like people,
yeah.
I really liked. They're not just superhero do-gooders who are just trying to save cats from trees or whatever. They're people who are struggling and
well, oftentimes stories about anti-heroes are some of the best.
Yeah. There is one scene. I know you haven't gotten to this point on it, so I don't want to say too much about it.
That's fine.
But there is one point where the fact that a bunch of characters know how to use sign language is a big benefit to them.
Okay.
And it comes to play to really help them. And I think that's great. I think that they use that advantage, and that's awesome.
I'm fascinated by ASL, by American Sign Language. I think
me too.
It's really neat. I've never learned a second language. Shame on me. But it's my favorite. I think of all the foreign languages, for me, it's one of my favorites.
Right. Yeah. That actress, I think, she did a great job because, she's not talking, right? She's deaf, so she's signing, but you could tell the emotions she's trying to get across with her face.
Oh, absolutely.
And her body language. And I thought that was great. I think she did a fantastic job with that, even to the point you could see parts where she was yelling, right? Because she was
right.
So
very expressive.
Very expressive. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
Yep.
But it was good. It was really good. She did great in the fight scenes too. That Daredevil fight scene in the first episode, amazing.
Yeah,
oh my
she's
god,
very physical actor. She does it very well. Her facial expressions, her movements, with the fact that she's got a prosthetic limb. That's got to be tough, not just as a character, but as an actor to be able to navigate the world of filming a TV show.
There was a couple times where she'll jump off of things or jump onto things and do kicks and flips and all that, and I'm like, how did I know they're pretty snug on there, those prosthetics, and they're pretty secure, but I feel like that would just jostle them even more, and that can't.
I was thinking the same thing. It seems like it would be such a disadvantage that they've done such a great job of turning it into an advantage. So
it was really good.
Really good. Yeah, I really like her. She's done a really, really good job.
Yeah, she's done a great job. I know that they also used the I guess Marvel had some consultation from the Choctaw Nation on the scripts and some of the history. So that was cool.
Yeah.
Some of the side characters are really great. There's one, I don't know if you got to this character, I can't remember. Biscuits.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, he's a pretty fun character. He's the comedic relief in the show, and he's pretty great.
Her name, the character who plays Maya. Her name.
Who's Echo? Echo is Maya. Maya's Echo. For this.
Right. I'm going to butcher her first name, but her last name is Cox. Is that?
Yeah. She related to Charlie?
Right, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
COX. I'm gonna butcher. It's
Her, Charlie, and Courtney
ALAQUA.
all hanging out.
Alaqua.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that.
So she was in 1997 in Wisconsin. So yeah, I'm just reading the IMDb.
Yeah.
But and this is her only acting role. It says here the only acting role she had before this was a background part in a high school play.
Wow.
Yeah. So she definitely does not look like someone who doesn't have any acting experience.
No, she did fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Kudos to her.
Yeah, she did great. We did have a couple negative comments about the series. We had someone say that they felt she was like another Michael Burnham, which I have to completely disagree with.
I saw that too. I didn't. Yeah, I disagree as well.
Yeah, I think some people that maybe they don't like female leads, but I think she's the opposite. You do see her struggle, you do see her have challenges, and she overcomes them. She's not always the best at everything,
Right.
Like
Right. And what do those Star Trek fans know, anyways?
That's right. Just guys on the internet complaining, talking about women. Yeah. But yeah, no, I love the series. I can't wait to see what they do with her. There are rumblings that they're going to do some sort of street level superhero team up film at some point with like Spider-Man and Daredevil leading the pack.
Nice. So like a Rumble in the Bronx kind of thing.
I guess like that. Basically, the idea is Kingpin would be their Thanos.
Yeah.
Essentially take him down. Which would be cool. That would be really
cool.
Well,
I've always said it, once you do a Thanos snap, where do you go from there? What's a more dire situation than the universe?
Right.
And I think that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 answered that question quite well when they said, okay, the only thing is at stake now is just one character.
Yeah.
Instead of making it about, bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, they brought it down to, this is about one character and saving one character.
Someone we care about. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think if they brought it down to, okay, instead of the universe, how about just a neighborhood?
That's right.
Let's like all band together Batman for the Bronx or Hell's Kitchen. Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
When Batman had to save Alfred because he had McGregor's syndrome, it was just about saving one person.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I like it when the storyline, especially with Marvel, can kind of go back to its roots and maybe this can be just about saving Hell's Kitchen or just about saving New York.
I would love that. I hope that they do not bring up the dragon bones under New York again, like they did in the Defenders.
The Defenders.
Weird. Yeah. I guess canonically, the Defenders and all those shows are now officially Marvel canon.
Okay.
I don't know what that means anymore. So
hopefully they bring the characters and not their past storylines.
Right.
So, but having like a Peter Parker and a Daredevil and Kingpin and Echo, that'd be great.
That'd be amazing.
Sort of a street level view, of these characters.
Is there any street level characters you'd like to see?
I would like to see. I did like Jessica Jones and I did like what was the other one? Luke. Was it Luke Cage?
Yeah, Luke Cage.
Yeah. I did like those characters as well. Sort of the. They're not non-powered. Obviously, they have super strength and stuff like that. But they don't live in mansions. They live in different New York neighborhoods, and I would like to see those two characters. I like them. The other one from the Defenders, not so much.
Iron Fist.
Iron Fist. I kind of agreed with most of the internet. I didn't think his character was particularly compelling, but.
Iron Fist has a soft spot in my heart. I watched that show with my dad.
Mhm.
You know, my
Okay.
dad for whatever reason loved it. He loves kung fu stuff, so
Sure.
and
Yeah.
he's not that discerning, so whatever.
Right.
So he'd be like, "Oh man, this show's so great."
Right.
Okay,
Yeah. And
okay.
I dig. I mean, as long as they didn't, me particularly, I doubt they would make him the central character.
Yeah,
But bringing them all together would be cool.
yeah, that'd be neat.
Especially if they could bring some of those characters with some of the.
Oh, you're cutting out, Scott.
In
Scott, you're cutting out. Well, I'll show the character I would like to see. I would like to see Darkhawk. I would love for Darkhawk to be part of the street level team. I don't know if people remember this character. He was big in the 90s. He looked cool, but yeah. Scott, are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, cut out there for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so we'll see if we do get this theoretical street team of Avengers, I guess, or the new Defenders. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to see that.
I would too. Let's see. Anything else we want to bring up with this?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. Well, tell you what, let's then get to feedback and I'll play that.
Cool.
Listener feedback.
Yeah. So
Love it.
I'm using that same one because it's pretty generic. So there
I like it.
Yeah. So as far as feedback, like I said, we did have quite a few people who said that they very much enjoyed the show, and that's great. Another thing I wanted to bring up, let me pull this up here. I put out a meme earlier this week, or yesterday actually, and yeah, that's what I thought. And I wanted to get your opinion. I'm not sure if you got a chance to see this, Scott. So let me show this meme. And it was this one. What's the name of this Star Trek series?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Star Trek After Dark.
Yeah. We had quite a few of Deep Throat 9. Was a big one. Romulan or Vulcan Stepsisters was the other one. My favorite one, though, that I saw was Star Trek Shuttle Baywatch.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, this image, this looks like it was probably AI generated.
Oh, I would imagine so. I guess we should say what it is for those who are only listening.
Who are staring intently into their radios.
Yes. It is two very attractive ladies in not much of outfits. That
Star Trek uniform, sort of.
I mean, Star Trek bathing suits, essentially.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And they are they're a couple of well-endowed ladies.
They're ready for first contact.
Yes.
Yeah. So it had been quite the thing, but
they have ample nacelles, if you'll pardon the engineering parlance.
That's right, Scotty. Oh, that works on multiple levels.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It works both ways.
Yeah. That's awesome. Paul Chan says you downloaded the wrong Star Trek.
Apparently.
Yeah. Or the right one, depending on how you look at it.
Or the right one.
Yeah.
Oh no.
All right. We got Chazbiz on the line, so let me bring him on. Hey, there he is.
Hello.
What's going on,
He
man?
does. Trekcast hat. Love it.
How's everybody doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing
Pretty
good.
good.
How's the weather out where you're at?
It is 8 degrees, freaking cold.
Okay, you obviously don't
went
live in
from
Florida.
60 degrees in Oklahoma to 8 degrees. So,
Oof.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Friday was you can wear shorts, and today, yeah, you're kind of screwed. So,
Oh man.
That sounds a little bit like the weather in Michigan.
yeah.
yeah, just no snow. So
Yeah.
we got lucky
Okay.
on that part.
Well,
But
that's
everybody bought
Yeah.
they bought all the bread and milk up, so there's no more bread or milk
Mm.
because it's cold.
Yeah. Jeez.
over here. A lot of eggs are gone. Like there was barely any eggs at the grocery
Yeah.
store. I don't
It's
know
like-
what's up with that.
Every time it's like Snowmageddon here, if it snows half an inch, everybody
Mhm.
freaks out, and you better get your brain.
It's odd what people buy when they start to panic.
You know what I've noticed for Snowmageddons over here, at least, toilet paper sells out real quick. I don't know if
Sure.
that's
It's funny because
post-COVID
you
thing.
guys actually have true Snowmageddons. Because you
Yeah,
guys are
we
up
do.
north. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like down here, it's what, 2 days at the most, and then it thaws out. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got about a foot of snow, so
because it'll warm up to 50, 60 degrees like the next few days or so. But
Well, and what's weird
Yeah.
is the snow helps keep it warmer for some reason because it helps insulate some of that heat
It-
while you're out. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
It's a weird effect, but it happens. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Did you watch Echo?
Yep, I watched it all yesterday.
Oh wow.
I was like Scott, you could not walk away from the screen because I had to go back on some of those parts because
Yeah.
it's really quiet. I couldn't tell what's going on. So
Yep.
but I was happy that it featured the Choctaw Nation. I thought that was kind of cool because I got a tiny bit of Choctaw in me. My great grandfather was.
Oh,
Choctaw,
that's cool.
So.
Awesome.
Did you feel represented?
Well, you know, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
But the thing that made me mad is they filmed it in Georgia, not Oklahoma.
Right. Well,
Okay.
I was like,
Okay.
come on, you got to film in Durant. So, and you got to say it Durant, like Mountain Dew, and then Rant, not Durant.
Durant. Okay.
So,
Not Durant.
yeah, not Durant. It's Durant.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Well, I read that there's actually not a roller skating rink in Durant. So,
I'm pretty sure there's not. Yeah, it's like
okay.
There's one in North Idaho.
Is there? Okay.
There's
Yeah.
legitimately
We've got a place called Roller World about 5 miles away from me. So
Oh, we have Skate Plaza.
it's like
yeah.
now there's
I haven't been in
a giant
few years,
casino down there. So
Oh.
the last time I went roller skating was about, I don't know, 6 years ago, and I couldn't walk for 2 days afterwards.
oh god.
Our Skate Plaza is owned by a church, and it is their for-profit arm.
Oh. Do you
The
skate there?
for-profit arm.
No,
It's like the
my brother
militant
does
branch
that.
of the Salvation Army.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Is it Mormon
It's a little
owned
weird.
or
It's funny though because it's constantly closed down because they have youth group events there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like you have to go
They
on their
have their
website if you want to
overnight
go,
parties and everything. The sleepovers at the skate rink. You smell like a.
and you can
fuzz
rent it
usually.
out pretty cheap, and like have it entirely private. So
That's
whatever.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been
But-
to a skating rink over. Well, I guess my niece had a birthday party there probably about 15 years ago. So, but I didn't skate.
I feel like if I was going to do something like that, I would want to go either laser tag or mini golf instead of like.
Yes, I
Skating.
don't want to break my tailbone
Right.
on the roller
Yeah.
skates and then
Yeah.
can't sit forever. So
Fair.
Yeah. Some of us are of a certain age that.
yeah, it's not Jackass here. You don't see the Jackass guys doing Jackass hardly anymore.
Right.
No, they
right.
still do. They still do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be like Johnny Knoxville, and you can't pee for 2 years because you messed up your.
God.
You know.
Oh.
I met him once, and he was a really nice guy.
Oh, he sounds.
Oh,
funny.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
that
he was
guy
very
is,
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, him and Steve-O sound like fun guys to be around.
Yeah, I've heard both of them interviewed in different podcasts, and they seem a little more intelligent, articulate than they would let on in their TV shows.
Yes. Yeah. I would 100% agree with that.
Yeah,
You
I was watching.
You have to be somewhat smart to get to that level too. So
Well, and with the case of, I think it's Steve-O, you know, one of the reasons why he would go do some of the things he did in the show is there was substances involved.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
He didn't
and he's
feel
over
it as
now,
much.
So
Yeah.
Oh,
and he was talking about he was fired from every job until he got to Jackass.
Right.
right.
'Cause
Right.
He was in like clown school, and then he got fired from there, and then was a clown on a cruise ship, and then got fired from there.
Yeah, he's a podcaster too. So
Yeah, and then he
everybody's
finally
got a podcast.
found Jackass somehow.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
Good on.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to bring up, Chazbiz?
you know, I like the series was. I thought it was rushed in a way to the end. It was one of those things that they filmed 8 episodes and then they condensed it down to 5.
Right.
Because last year they had 8 episodes, and
Yeah.
the bad thing was like you could tell where they condensed it because I don't know, it almost seemed like there was kind of gaps. Like you think there'd be like more with their grandfather and grandmother.
Yeah. I
know.
do like though that they streamlined it instead of just doing 8 just for the sake of doing 8.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause
So-
the
I
last
heard they
episode-
were going to film 6, and then
Yeah.
for this particular show, they were going to film 6. They decided to only release 5.
Yeah,
Condense it
they
down to
filmed
5.
8,
So I'm.
and then they edited the crap out of it. So,
Yeah.
Oh, did they originally film 8?
Yes.
Yeah,
Last year it was
yeah.
filmed. It's been.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's been.
It's
Okay.
like
for this
I think
long.
that Ironheart showed like they've shot it all. Like it's done. It's
Oh yeah,
just-
it's Ironheart done.
it's- yeah, Ironheart's done. But
What
it's
about
like
the
are they going to do
Daredevil?
8
I heard they
episodes,
had-
4, 5, 6, you know.
I'm not familiar with
they got-
Ironheart.
She was in
She's
the Wakanda
Tony
Forever.
Stark.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, she's
Yep.
got her own show too. Like it's
She's
done.
she's the Iron Man like kind of replacement, right? She's the one that
Correct,
had
yeah.
built the suit and all that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then they were supposed to do the one with her and what's Iron Man's buddy, Don
Brody?
Cheadle's guy. Yeah, Brody.
Yeah, Armor Wars.
Yeah, they were supposed to do that, and I don't know if they scrapped the movie or what.
So they've gone back and forth. First, it was going to be a TV series, then it was going to be a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Last I heard, it is going to be a movie, but there's been no updates. Since.
Yeah,
I
Marvel.
like these secondary characters. I mean, it's like Marvel Lower Decks.
Yeah,
Well, I think the problem is they're not getting the fans like they got to get the normies to watch it
right.
instead
Right,
of the
yeah.
fans. Because the normies, like you have to get my wife to go to the theater or want to go to the theater to see these things and pay the money.
I want Beta Ray Bill, baby. Give me a horseman.
I
I think that was part of the problem with Moon Knight. Is a lot
Yeah.
of people were like, "What even is this? Is it?"
Well,
know.
they kind of mess with the lore and everything, and they did
Yeah.
the modern Moon Knight. They didn't do the original Moon Knight.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
that's the problem. I mean,
Batman.
the only people who would have noticed that were the hardcore fans, and I don't think a lot of people other than the hardcore fans watched it. I don't know how
Yeah.
well that did. I heard
Well,
like
I like the
acting
first
wise
few
and story wise,
episodes.
it was really good, but
Yeah, it
I
just
know.
went off the rails at the end. So,
right.
and then
I only
never
watched the first 2 episodos of it.
Did you watch Secret Invasion or anything?
Yes,
that.
yes.
Did
Yep.
We don't
see-
talk
I didn't
about
see
Secret
that one.
Invasion.
We don't talk about.
I
Secret
heard it
Invasion.
was
Yeah.
so
You
bad.
didn't like it, Daniel?
It's muy mal. You got me so mad I started talking Spanish. Horrible. Terrible.
You're gonna have
Terrible.
SAP.
Oh,
You're gonna
no.
have SAP on the bottom.
That's
like-
right. That's right. I got so mad they hit the button.
Yeah, you just start talking in Spanish, Daniel, and I'll just translate. Now, keep in mind, I don't speak Spanish at
Oh,
all,
perfect.
so
Yeah.
I'll just say, yeah,
This will be great.
Figure out what is he saying to us.
right.
Samuel over on our Instagram, because we have the Instagram live stream going, says the MCU has been so weird lately, and also that Marvel Lower Decks, I'm dying.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marvel Lower Decks wouldn't be bad. Oh, I mean, this is kind of the era is the Lower Deck era of the Marvel
That's right.
TV shows.
It's not so bad.
No,
Have all the sidekicks.
Mm-hmm.
but they need to focus on. I'm with you, Scott. They need to focus on the movies, on single heroes, and not trying to save the whole universe or the world.
Right.
Focus
right.
on those characters and not try to build up to this giant. Hey, we got to get together and reform the Avengers again. So,
Mm-hmm.
Right. Sometimes we just want to see a friendly neighborhood Daredevil.
what you want
Yeah.
to see Spider-Man? You want to see Daredevil? You want to see like
Yeah.
these random guys? You want to see Miles Morales? You know,
Yep.
I would love to see
Yeah.
Miles Morales. I would love to see, man, who else? Who else?
I
Would
would,
be great?
I would like to see the X-Men. I'd like to see Fantastic Four. You know, there's other characters that they haven't used yet in Disney, and I really would like to see a new form of the X-Men with the actual X-Men suits on.
Oh yeah,
Like
Right,
the old
right.
90s, and maybe set it in the 90s. That'd be kind of cool.
Oh, that'd be an
Yeah.
interesting idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like they did with was it First Class? So what was the name of the reboot?
Yeah. X-Men
one?
First Class.
Yeah, but this one's 90s because I think it was the second or third one was the 80s, but they could set this one in the 90s where they're a little bit
Okay.
older.
you know what
Yeah.
I'd like to see is Squadron Supreme. Marvel's answer to the Justice League. They're all analogies for. So there's like Power Ring, or I forget his names. Hyperion is like their Superman. But
I'll have
that
to
would
look
be
that
kind
up.
yeah. Here, I'll
Yeah,
show you.
I have never seen.
I'll have to look that up. Oh, I even have my notes from. I've got a lot to watch. I've got my notes from last week's episode too. So I got to
There's
watch
Squadron
Community. I
Supreme
got to
right
watch
there.
Mr. Robot.
Okay.
I forget the character names, but I know that they're basically the Justice League, but evil and Marvel. And
Oh.
that would be kind of, yeah.
They were supposed to have the guy from The Walking Dead was supposed to be Sentry, and he,
And now he's not.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
he's not.
Which one from The Walking Dead?
Glenn. Stephen Yu.
Guy, Glenn.
Okay, yeah.
He was gonna be Sentry.
Yeah.
And he was in that show Beef on Netflix. That's really good if you watch that.
It's kind of funny because that would be his second kind of Superman character with Invincible and then Sentry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, it'd be cool if he was actually invincible.
Yeah.
But the bad thing is about Invincible, he's a teenager on there pretty much. So
right, and that guy's like 45 years old. So
yeah, he's
not
older.
gonna play Invincible.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to do that.
And Invincible is a different comic universe, but has crossed over with Spider-Man.
Yes.
So
and Invincible, that's man, I would like to see a live action Invincible. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, and
Season
I do
2 is
like
coming out, right?
It's already
For
out.
Invincible.
Yeah,
It
the first
is-
half of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first half. Yeah.
I went
I'll
to
have
Barnes
get on
Noble
that,
and
too.
read like the whole compendiums. I was like, just went to the coffee
Yeah.
shop.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
It's bad. I go to Barnes Noble and I grab the graphic novels and bring them back to the coffee shop, read them there, and then put them back on the shelf. So
That's
Yeah.
what people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like because it's
I used to feel
compendiums are
guilty about that. Then I
$65.
realized Barnes and Noble's a giant corporation, so I don't care.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's how I look at it. It's like, well, they're a giant. It was like they shut down all the other booksellers. So
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
This is the
I
revenge.
bought
Yeah.
a coffee. I already spent like $6
From another giant
on
corporation.
coffee.
So
Right. Yeah.
So-
Yeah. And they pay rent to Barnes and Noble, so everybody wins.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That's
It's like
right.
when you're paying $6 for coffee and you don't add anything in it, and it's just
Mhm.
black.
Yep.
You're like, okay, I think I get to
Mhm.
rent one of your books over here and thumb
That's
through it.
right. That's right. The graphic
Now, on
novel
my
is
side, I
your
put
creamer.
them back where they're supposed to go. Some people just get like 5 or 6 of them and they leave them on top of the trash can so they can, put them back later. I think that's kind of
Okay. Well, since you do put them back, I already started an email to Barnes and Noble. I'm going to go ahead and delete that.
So
So.
look out for
Yeah.
this guy in Oklahoma City. He's
Yep. Yep.
That's right. He reads books. How dare he?
he reads books.
Especially in Oklahoma City. How dare he read books? That's right. All right. Well, thanks for being on, Chazbiz.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for these these supplementals. You guys got to keep these up because this is
They're fun.
Yeah,
off
I enjoy
topic.
doing them.
This is what David and Ben did. This was, because you got to think they had all those years of hardly any content
Right.
to talk about. So they had to talk about older episodes.
That's
Now
true.
we have new episodes and we could talk
Mhm.
about that, but you got to keep the show fresh. So,
Yeah, as long as we don't talk about Bruno, we should be good.
yeah.
There are people who have seen that movie and know what you're talking about, and people
Yeah,
who have
yeah.
not seen that movie and have no idea what you're talking
Exactly.
about. But
We'll leave it like
I took
that. We'll leave it like
my
that.
wife to that, and she was like,
Yeah.
looks over at me, and she's like, "What the hell are we watching?" It's like I'm
But-
about to get up and leave.
yeah. But yeah, Chazbiz, more to your point, I think a lot of people who are Star Trek fans are, there's a lot of cross,
yeah.
interest into a lot of these
Well,
other,
there's Star Wars to
sci-fi
talk
and
about
Star Wars.
other
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
You got
comic
Dune
book stuff,
coming
so-
up, and Dune's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be
That'll be
a
good.
major sci-fi. Because any sci-fi that's good helps out Star Trek.
We got the
So-
Mickey horror film that's coming out later this year because now that's public domain.
Steamboat Willie is public domain.
Oh, I can't wait.
Boy.
I can't wait. It's
Hey,
gonna be such garbage.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I can't wait. And we got the new Winnie the Pooh killer movie, the sequel.
well, I
think
want
they
to
get
see
use
them
Tigger.
together. The sequel of Steamboat versus Winnie.
Oh, the
Crossover.
Ultimate grudge match.
Yes.
yeah, the producers of the Winnie the Pooh one has said that they want to do a universe because they're also going to
Yeah.
do a Bambi one.
Well, the guy that
Yeah.
I listened to the directors that made the Steamboat Willie they want to do this.
Yeah, they all do.
Like,
That's the
oh, yeah.
thing. Everyone wants a universe nowadays. So
Well, these things are so cheap to make, and then
right.
VOD, everything else they make, that's where they make their money.
Oh yeah,
It's not so much the theater, it's VOD.
merchandising. We learned this
The
from
old
Yoda.
version of beloved
Yoda.
characters that have gone into public main cinematic
Mhm.
universe.
Yeah, well, it's like
Okay.
Five Nights at Freddy's went crazy. It did good this year, and they're already making another one, and it's supposed to come out in October.
So Five Nights at Freddy's, side tangent on this because this is hilarious to me.
Okay.
I have a lot of family members who are very, very religious, and they hate the fact that that thing is so big because it's scary and creepy, right? But then I pointed out that the game designer behind Five Nights at Freddy's used to make religious video games.
Oh,
That's what he did. Yeah, he made a game where like you walked around
So
saving
Jesus
people's
would
soul.
attack you or something? Or
No. It was like legitimately. Like it was one
you
called
sinner,
Pilgrim's
I'm
Promise.
going to smite
Yeah.
you to hell.
No, it was like saving people's souls and shit. But yeah, I pointed out just how religious it was, and they were just
You
like,
looked at that girl.
how could you do
You're
that?
going to hell.
There was a religious video game I remember from the 80s that was for the
Oh, there's a bunch of them.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
I
Bible adventure games, I think you're thinking about,
mean,
where you had to fill up Noah's Ark.
yes, that's it. Yeah, there was a neighbor kid that had it.
Yeah,
That'd
yeah.
actually be kind of fun.
Jeez.
It's not as fun as you would think.
A match 2 game where you have to match all the animals to put on the ark.
You got to catch those 2 lions with manes, and you're like,
Yeah.
how's this gonna work? Oh well.
No, you can't make a
Well,
liger.
and
You gotta make a,
have all the Bible
yeah.
characters become public domain?
Yeah. No horse and donkey. You can't make a mule. You can't.
That's right.
I'm gonna get us canceled. I'm sorry.
Oh, for sure. That's fine. All right. Well, thanks,
We're gonna have a
Chaz.
rant about this. So.
Yeah.
I better quit while I'm behind.
Hey, I went to Christian school all my life, so
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I was the ornery kid, so I had the Bible thrown at me growing up. So.
Oh, gotcha. Well, and guys like you usually have the best sense of humor about it. So.
Right.
Well, yeah,
right.
because you grew up with it, and
Oh yeah.
Right.
you're used to it.
I worked in
and
ministries. I know what it's like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like it's,
Oh yeah.
when you grow up like
Yeah.
that, and then you go to college, it's the same thing, and it's
Mhm.
like, ugh, okay.
Yeah.
Then after that, you're free, and you're like, man, that was tough.
You put in some time.
I
You
put in
absolutely
some
put in some
time.
time. Yeah.
So we're gonna start a new podcast, Biblecast.
Yes,
Bible
that's
class.
it. Biblecast. And you'll be Brother Scott. I'll be Brother
Yeah.
Daniel. Yeah. It'll be great. It'll be great.
Oh,
right.
You just gotta bring Dan in here, you know.
Yes,
Dan and
yes.
the band.
The Reverend
Brother
Dan.
Oh.
if you will.
absolutely.
Reverend Dan.
Yes.
We got to bring in those. Who was it that approached his van while he was about ready to do the
Jehovah's
podcast?
Witnesses.
Oh.
Jehovah's
or,
Witnesses.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, they'll be happy
could
to be
have-
on, I'm sure.
We could have them on as guests.
Yes.
Now, if you guys like show up next week with like white shirts on and black ties, like Mormons, that'd be funny. And
tell-
Here's the funny thing.
Dan, just
Yeah.
don't tell Dan because he never listens to the show. Just show up with white shirts and black ties. And
I am an ordained minister.
That's right.
oh, are you?
Yes.
I am. And I actually have performed a wedding ceremony.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
wow.
So you can just call me Reverend.
Reverend Strongbeard.
Oh, somebody just put in the Instagram chat. Somebody put, Bashir was genetically engineered. Why don't we see that in an episode where we go inside his mind as he ages fast?
Oh, interesting.
I'm not sure what they mean by that, though.
No. Repeat that again.
If Bashir was genetically engineered, why don't we see that in the episode when we go inside his mind and he ages fast? Oh, the fact that that they didn't mention that he was genetically engineered. That's because they came up with it later. Is the real
Right.
answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the real answer.
He had.
Well, that was the last season
later
when
on.
they went into his mind that they found out he was, right?
They found
That's
out he
the
was
one that-
genetically
Yeah, the
engineered.
one where
Because Section 31 was in his mind, right? Or no, they were in the other guy's.
they
mind.
were in Sloane's mind.
Sloane's
Right.
mind. Yes, that's where I'm getting confused.
Yeah.
But when were they in Bashir's mind?
Wasn't that at the same point? Like they could, because you were in someone's mind, they could be in yours.
Oh, 'cause he was
Wait a
getting
minute.
older. I
There was the
remember that,
Dominion
yes.
episode where they had several
Oh, I know
people
which
playing out
episode.
scenarios in their heads. Was
Oh
Bashir
yeah,
part of
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Because there's one where he keeps aging. I remember that now. So,
Oh, that's right. Yes, that's right. I don't remember the
how it
episode,
ends,
but
Yeah.
but I remember that episode now. Like,
Yeah.
it's been so long. I got to rewatch Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, it's time. It's time for another.
I think that was some. I think that person who said that on Instagram was just probably trying to get us back on track.
That's Swagger's the cat, which is a great
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Swagger's the cat.
Yeah, yeah. So there you
That's
go.
great.
Awesome.
Yeah, love your hat, Chaz Biz.
Yeah.
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 Am I allowed to
need
say?
donate to the
Am I
coffee,
allowed to?
that's for sure. So,
Right. Am I allowed to plug the Trekcast
Oh, yeah,
merch,
go for it.
section? So, yeah, Chaz Bizgot has a Trekcast hat on. I've got a Trekcast shirt. You can go to trekcast.com and click on what is it? Click on merchandise or support the show or
I think it's shop or
shop. Okay. And they've got all kinds of like Trekcast t-shirts. And I'm actually going to be going there later, and I want to get the Trekcast motorcycle vest patch.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
I'm going to grab me one of those.
Nice.
And everything you buy supports the show. That we still have the coffee account, I'm assuming.
Yeah, we
So,
do. We do.
You know, if you like the show, make sure you're doing your part. Go to the website, buy some merch, share us. You can leave reviews on your favorite podcast app. That helps with the numbers.
Or if you have a
so,
friend
you
who
know,
likes Star Trek, you should share the show. You know.
yeah, share the show, share it on Facebook and Instagram and all those other social media stuff. So, you know, if you like the show, that's a good way to help support it.
Yeah, it definitely helps grow the show. So that's awesome.
Yep.
Well, great.
And
Well,
like it. Put the
yes,
like
and
button
like-
on everything.
That's yeah.
Yep.
Give a thumbs
Yeah,
up
we-
on the YouTube feed right now. That helps.
Yep.
It helps spread it out among the algorithm. So that's
Yep.
great.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. So thumbs
Then
up.
you got to
there.
post it on Twitter, Instagram, and all the.
I do
the
all that
social-
afterwards. Yeah. Pull out clips for TikTok, all that.
So yeah, like,
Or we could do now,
share and
like,
subscribe.
On Twitter, you know how like everybody in the messages just posts random things on there instead of like commenting. That's what you got to do. Is just spam Trekcast on everything.
They're right.
Yes.
Just share it all over the place.
That's right.
Yeah, just spam it.
Yeah.
Just throw it out there.
Absolutely.
Just throw a clip of Dan in the van. So
Poor Dan. Living in his van.
Living in his van.
Yes. That's right. All right, Jasmine. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
okay, thank you guys.
Thanks.
Yep.
And that's pretty much it. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, we'll be back next week with another episode. I don't know what we'll be talking about. We'll figure that out. So keep an eye on our social medias and you'll find out ahead of time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And they can find us on, I think we mentioned a lot of them, Facebook, Instagram,
Facebook, TikTok,
YouTube. Check out our YouTube channel. Give us a like,
and subscribe for sure. That helps.
Yeah.
We're growing, so it would be nice to have more
Absolutely.
subscribers. Yeah.
And the Facebook group is a lot of fun.
It's popping, man. There's
yeah.
always updates on there. There's
I
love that
actually
people are
tricked
constantly talking.
I tricked Daniel into making me an administrator on there.
That's right.
So you'll see me popping in from time to time.
Yep. You beat me in a news story sometimes. I'm like, wow, he's on it.
Well, in fact, I was going to ask you about that. I'm like, maybe I should like personally message you first before I post something on Facebook. Like, maybe
here's the thing: we all work and have full-time jobs, so as long as it gets there, that's great.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like get the scoop on you or anything.
Oh no, dude, I already do too much. So if somebody else can help out, great.
Right.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for listening. We'll catch you guys next week.
All right. Bye.
This is Captain Benjamin Sisko of Deep Space Nine and Space God to the Bajorans. I have a mission for you. This falls outside of Starfleet guidelines, so I can't order you, but I'm asking for volunteers. Volunteers who will subscribe to the Trekcast YouTube channel, leave 5-star reviews on your podcast app of choice, and share Trekcast across your social media accounts. If we can make our audience bigger, we might have a chance against the Dominion. Are you ready? Subscribe, like, and share. Are you with me?